I'm all right. How are you?
Well, you know what? Flipping heck, COVID.
You even sounded scary then, Helen.
It knocked me sideways. I'm not joking. I didn't call you.
Oh,
No,
are you
I
over
didn't.
it now?
I am. Yeah, so I'm on day 11.
Yeah.
I thought I was, and now I'm having another hot flush. Maybe that's not the COVID.
Might be something else. That love.
Have you had COVID?
Oh, I've had both strains. I'm just waiting for the next one. You know, I've got I've got the badge for the first time round and the second time round.
Oh,
and
honestly,
my hair and everything. Okay, my hair needs colouring, Helen, but my hair and everything has gone even thinner than it was before. It was thin beforehand. Honestly, my husband's been affected by it massively. He could run marathons before, and he's pushing for tugs. You know, he's so fit. I don't think we even expected it to affect us the way it has. It's been really challenging. Yeah.
Oh my God, it really has floored me, but also like cognitively as well. I feel like I can't string sentences together.
And brain fog is horrendous with it, isn't it?
Oh my God. I feel like
God help everyone listening to us tonight.
I know. Oh my God, I honestly feel like I've got chemo brain again. But it's so good to talk to you, because obviously it's International Women's Day, and
it is.
At the Sealers, we're huge fans of Kate McIver Skincare. I never go far without my little this room spray.
I think everyone wants to convert it into a perfume.
I think you should.
Yeah, so many requests, honestly, and you know, you can spray it. Really, there's nothing toxic at all in there. You know, so it's completely fine. I know so many people that do have a little spray. Yeah.
So how did it come about? Tell us about Kate.
So Kate was an aesthetic practitioner, and a really, you know,
what is that? What is an aesthetic?
So it's a you know, that level under a dermatologist. It's like that. You know, she was the highest, you know, qualified skin aesthetic practitioner. So in the Northwest, she was considered someone you would go to if you had contraindications, so like things like acne, you know, difficult, challenging skin. And she just she'd been trained, really highly trained, as I say, you know, that one under the dermatologist who you would go to for like a cosmeceutical treatment. And she worked around the Northwest, but sort of landed in Chester, because that's where she was living and what have you. And even some of my friends, before I even knew Kate, went to Kate for facials. So it was like we're like 6 degrees from separation. It was just, you know.
So you didn't meet her through that then?
I met Kate on a plane on her way to get married, and I was with a group of friends and family, and we were all going. In fact, I used to run one of the founders of a swimwear company, and I was going on holiday, and we were also doing a shoot while we were over there, and Kate was sat next to me, and so we got talking, and we had a friend that was like sort of a you know, a joint friend, and her little girl was there, Lucia. She was only a baby then, and you know, everyone was passing around, and we just had the most amazing journey. She was obviously in a fabulous mood with all her family on her way to get married, and we kept in touch from that day. So it was a bit like serendipity. We met on a plane, and we remained friends. And I was doing my little girl wasn't well. She was suffering from consistent fits, and I was sales and marketing. I was sales and advertising director for a big news company, and prior to that, I was, you know, involved in digital as well for a bank, and I'd done the stuff with helping my sister-in-law get this fashion brand to market and what have you. And I was talking to Kate, and I needed some respite for my little girl, so her mother-in-law, Debbie, started looking after Ava while I started to go and help in businesses locally. I hadn't worked locally for, how long, I don't know. And then it was in a conversation with Kate. She said, "Why can't you help me, Kate?" And I said, "I will." And that's how it all started. And so, you know, that is how it all started. And
has she been diagnosed at this point at all, or not?
She had, yeah, she had. She was coming. So I'd had conversations. I was doing a master's in coaching and mentoring, and I was just, you know, just chatting with her and doing a bit of coaching. And she was talking about what she wanted to do after, you know, her primary diagnosis. And we talked about, you know, we're opening a big clinic, which is what she wanted. And I just thought, you know, sort of asked her to consider her time and what's happened, and, you know, where does she want to put all her efforts and everything. And that's like sort of where, you know, things developed even more so with her skincare line, because I'd done manufacturing in swimwear, you know, and I was obviously aware of what, you know, opportunity she had. And we just started off very much as friends, and what a great basis to work from. But Kate and I then started working together. I think it was in the August I started doing about 2 days for her, you know, looking at strategy, looking at growth and what have you. And then by the time, because we've got so many people to thank for Kate's legacy and the foundations of it. A lot of people got behind her story and felt so much empathy towards her being such a young woman, and then, you know, getting the secondary diagnosis in the November. I'll never forget the day when she phoned me and told me that she had secondaries. It was in November. So, but prior to November, people had got really behind her. Like, so many celebrities were loving the skincare anyway, but sharing because of being, you know, just so supportive and looking at this young woman and wanting to help. And then in the November, she got the secondary diagnosis, and I was pretty much, you know, full throttle then, you know, permanent. And then we were waiting in the February. She was struggling with some trial that she was on, and we were waiting. One of my friends, well, you know, one of the people that I know really well, Ali Phillips, she's a presenter on the television. She was actually in charge of the Mail Online at the time. And she still does some things with them, but she was going to cover, you know, the story about Kate and for us, and, you know, she was going to put all the celebrity stuff, because she covers all the celebrities, and because there were so many celebrities supporting the cause, you know, and so many great before and afters of what the skincare could actually achieve. You know, Ellie said, I'll get it in, I will get it in. And I knew once we got it in, having a background in papers and news, that if we got it in there, things would really solidify the business. The foundations financially would really be solid. And it went. I just remember she was in the ambulance. I mean, we literally spoke. My husband says, you know, Kate, you were married to Kate while you were on this journey, and I very much was with her, you know, in conversation through the night. You know, I felt like as if we were, when I knew she had secondaries, and I was very unaware of secondaries as an individual. I'd never heard of secondary breast cancer, which, you know,
I feel like it's only recently that people have been talking about it more, you know, and there's even charities now like Make Seconds Count,
amazing.
Met Up UK that talk about it more now, because
it's a misconception as well, Helen, that
it
it's
really
an
is,
older lady that is gonna. But I think I understand why people don't want to talk about secondaries, because when you have a primary diagnosis, you just want it to be over, and you don't want to even think about it coming back. And I get it. I get that, as somebody who hasn't had cancer, and being a woman and thinking, if I got it, I don't want to know about secondaries. But it's so important, because, you know, there are so many women that lose their life every month to secondaries, and it is very, very common. I think it's more common between 30 and 50 than any other age. So, you know,
it can't be spoken enough about, you know.
No, it's like as if, you know, that like sort of conversation that the family don't want to talk about, and they want to brush it under the carpet. Well, it can't be under the carpet anymore. And Lisa Fleming from Make Seconds Count, she supported Kate. One of the things that I think, as a young woman, with lack of signposting when you get secondary breast cancer, you're like, where do we go? I think her and Chris, Kate's husband, likened it to basically, you know, Google Doctor, because they just felt like they just didn't get any information. It wasn't, you know, it was so,
yeah,
you know,
it's so
not
true.
open.
And I think as well, even after I'd sort of gone through my treatment for primary, I was never told about what the things to look out for secondaries, you know, and it's really it's really scary that you're not being told, you know, what are the things to, you know, to look out for.
Yeah.
Did Kate talk to you very much about that and how there's not much awareness?
Oh, 1,000,000%. I mean, genuinely, we spoke about pretty much everything. It's, you know, her fear, the conversations I had with her, I've never ever shared with anyone, and I will never ever share with anyone. And being honest, you know, some of the things, you know, she was just absolutely petrified of secondary breast cancer. Lisa Fleming was so supportive to her, and that support, you know, I couldn't give her that support because I wasn't going through it. No one, unless they were going through secondaries, could ever get what a secondary breast cancer. Like, I can't understand how primary would feel, because, you know, so what makes seconds counted. That's why with Kate's legacy, obviously, you know, since March 2019 when she passed, it was her absolute wish to get involved with Copperfield.
Oh, right,
because, you know, young woman, the conversation needs to change. If we can get into the habit of checking, and their beautiful way of putting things, and Chris Alenda, you know,
fab.
was
they're
amazing.
Absolutely fab. Was she 31 when she passed?
30.
30.
Yeah, there's a bit of a thing. Yeah.
So young.
Yeah. Terrible. And then, so with Copperfield, we've done, you know, with 3 years in partnership with them. You know, we're only a small team, you know, and what, you know, Kate's family have continued their commitment with Copperfield, and I have a great relationship with them, you know, even Kate's.
So what do you do for them then? What is that?
So we give a contribution from sales, which is challenging. I'm not going to. It's challenging as a small company. It really is. And then with Make Seconds Count, I very much get involved with really supporting them from an awareness perspective. And we had the most incredible October campaign, which I got my friend.
Was that the photo image the photo shoot?
Amazing, honestly. It was amazing.
Because I know Sally wanted it, so she went along to it, didn't she?
I love Sal. Do you know what? I've got such good friends out of this group of ladies.
It's
just a unique experience.
Yeah, such an amazing. Yeah, it was, there she is. Look, hi,
there
Sal.
She is. Hi, Sal.
No, and it was brilliant. So you brought all these women together.
Yeah, from all over the UK. So Make Seconds Count was predominantly, it was started off because obviously, you know, Lisa, the founder's got secondaries, and she was based in Scotland, but it's really spread now throughout the UK. And
did she come down? Where did you do it then?
In Liverpool, because the reason why it was in Liverpool, obviously you've heard the accent, I'm located here. I work all over the place, but this is my home. And my friend, my wonderful friend Vic from Saint Seven, and her lovely husband Marius, they've just been actually given an award in New York for the best portrait photographer. Wow. These guys work with massive brands. They photograph the leaders of the world. You know, they're just incredible.
Did they do
she did it free, obviously complimentary pro bono.
Amazing.
And so because she's also she's located in Liverpool and London, so we just touched lucky on the fact that she was available. And I've met Vic years ago, and I asked her to photograph Kate, and I don't know, this is one of the photographs, and
I love that picture of her.
There's 2 days which will stay in my heart forever. it was this day when Vic took the photographs, and the photographs of Lucia, Kate's daughter, and Chris are they're just magical. I've got photographs of my granddad, who should have been 97 yesterday, and I always say, I don't know who I'll ever leave them to in my will, because they are the most important things to me, because they capture a moment, don't they?
Yeah, they really do.
This day was just one of those days.
So how many women did you get together for that?
20 ladies.
20.
So I'll tell you a funny story very quickly. So I'm at Liverpool Lime Street getting one of the girls, Laura Bailey, you've probably seen on Instagram. She's got quite a large following.
Yeah.
And we got to meet Paul McCartney at the station with his daughter Stella and his other daughter Mary. Can you believe that?
No.
So, yeah. So we stopped him. They gave a donation to make seconds count. Honestly, it was like Laura was like, I can't believe this is happening, Kate. I've come into Liverpool Lime Street and we've met Paul McCartney, you know.
That, I mean, you can't make it up, can you?
No, I just stopped him and I just said, you know, because obviously his wife Linda, you know, and everything associated with that. So that was a lovely scenario. So then we went to we did the shoot. I said to Lisa Fleming, I said, what about doing it in a you know, a gym, an old-fashioned gym in Liverpool, you know, that's like a boxing gym. And I put it out to the girls and said, I know that because really with secondary breast cancer, because it is incurable yet treatable, you know, people are like, well, it's not about the fight, you know, we feel like the fight has been lost in some respects. And I said, but you're still fighting to be heard. So we call the campaign Fighting to be Heard. And unfortunately, Heather Bone was meant to be involved in it, and she passed beforehand.
Lovely
and
Heather, she was lovely.
Gorgeous Heather, gorgeous Heather. We've unfortunately lost one of the ladies since we did the campaign, Emily Roberts. And she's got 3 little girls. Emily, you just, to look at her, you would never know that this was gonna happen.
I think to look at any of them, and I think that's very much the point, isn't it?
That's the problem, because people don't appreciate what's going on, because everybody. And then we also lost Hattie as well. You know, she was a presenter on the television. And she was meant to be there. And my niece, I said, we've got to do something dance related before we started. So my niece is a part of a wonderful dance troupe in Liverpool called Funky Feet. And they did a dance in memory of Hattie before we all started. And it really lifted the mood and everything. It was incredible, honestly. And there was a
beautiful soul, Hattie was. I mean, and Emily as well, of course. But Hattie, who I connected with a couple of times, she just lit up the room, didn't she? She was.
Well, see, I didn't have the pleasure.
And I didn't have the pleasure of meeting Emily.
Emily. So her little what I'll always stay in my heart forever is we went for a meal. I organised a meal after the shoot, and a little girl was there. She'd been shopping around Liverpool city centre with her father. And she come over to me and she just gave me the biggest hug and said, thank you, Kate, for making my mummy's day.
How old's the daughter then?
She's got 3 little ones. I'm not sure. The little one that was there, I think, was around about 9. I'm not sure exactly what. Only little, though. Only little. But we'll remember her. She's, you know, forever. We're going to do an Emily Fest or something like that, I think. An M Fest.
You should make it. You guys should make that sort of an annual thing that you do and bring these amazing women together.
Yeah. So what's happened? Let me tell you quickly. So do you know we got on with Alison Hammond? Did you see me?
Oh, when she was in the car.
Oh my! So honestly, it was so.
Yes, I saw it. She was doing the road trip, wasn't she?
Well, I was in this office and I must have had my hair was even worse than it is now. It was BCAM month. I'd done that
Yes.
photo shoot. I was exhausted, honestly. I'd had COVID. I was on the floor. I looked horrendous. I thought, if anyone thinks I run Kate McIver Skin, they're going to think, this woman, look at the state of it. So I by chance, I just thought, oh, I've got to let her know about, you know, the fact that we're on billboards. And if they can get to one of the billboards, imagine that being, you know, shown on the telly. So anyway, it didn't get shown on the telly, but we ended up with Alison Hammond on.
It was genius. Do you know what, Kate? If there's somebody that makes things happen, it's you. Like your chum Kate behind you there, she must be up there howling at the stuff that you have, like Paul McCartney at the train station.
Honestly,
bringing those women together, that's no mean feat, you know, to do.
Obviously,
it's
a team effort. It's a huge team effort. But I've always been of the thinking that unless you ask, you'll never get. And I know a lot of people say that,
true.
And also
it's so true.
And every single opportunity, whether it be someone that messages me on Kate McIver Instagram, whether it be a celebrity that's liked a photograph, I'm on it like a carb on it. There's, you know, every single opportunity, you just cannot, you know, you cannot. But she used to turn around to me and she said, oh, honestly, she said, you were like, she used to call me a bunny, a Duracell bunny, and I used to call her MI5. So she was MI5 and I was the Duracell bunny. And because we just literally, we matched each other. Obviously, we matched each other with commitment and time in the business. She was like this. When it comes to somebody who's going through what she was going through, you just can't fathom. So if I tried to put myself in her shoes, would I be so focused? Would I be able to carry on the way she did? It was just phenomenal, you know. And she had more strength in a little finger probably than I have in my whole body. She was just something else. And what she did was she just, you know, she had, I'd say, one person in her mind. As she said to me, you know, it was Lucia's legacy for Lucia. And when you've got children, you do so much more, don't you? You put them at the forefront, and she did that all the time, you know. But products, it's a funny thing, because, you know, I was thinking, you know, when everything happened in the March and we lost Kate, and I was thinking, you know, how's this going to carry on, you know, as a business person? I was thinking, you know, are we going to get that same momentum? Are we going to get that loyal customer? Are we going to be able to continue this business and this legacy? And it hasn't been easy, I'll be honest with you, what with COVID, everything, all the things that, you know, you see these businesses and you think they're larger than us, much larger than us, and they're not here anymore. But 3 years down the line, I can honestly say the relationship that we have with our customers, we've worked hard on. And my customer care manager, Kathryn, who's one of my best friends, works really hard, as do I, in making sure that every single customer that comes to Kate McIver Skin should be happy with the way we treated them, because we've got our standards.
I think that comes through. I mean, the products sell themselves anyway, don't they? Because they're incredible products. But I think that the fact that you're a brand that, you know, really cares. Just out of interest, you only hire people that are called Kate or Kathryn?
It's strange, you see, because I am Kate, but out of very much, you know, respect for this lovely lady, I changed my name and everything to Kathryn, back to the full title of what yeah, I did. And so whenever I send an email, it's from Kathryn, but really everyone who knows me, loves me, hates me, whatever, they know me as Kate. But she's I just don't ever, obviously I will never look like this beautiful lady, you know, but you know, I just never ever want to confuse the fact that, you know, this is the lovely lady who's Kate McIver, you know.
Sally's just said that the serum is at the top of her skincare list. It
Yeah.
it really is. Like, I know it's called the Secret Weapon, and I
Do
can
you
see
know what?
why.
Honestly, it is. And I was just gonna like sort of, I am not an aesthetic practitioner, but what I am is a bloody good salesperson. And when you're a salesperson, you have to know your ingredients and you have to know the benefits of those ingredients. And, you know, the combination of natural ingredients in the Secret Weapon Serum is what makes the performance for the person who's either going through a cancer journey, or perhaps suffering with dry skin or more mature skin like mine. And it's the GLA content in all of those different ingredients that enables the skin to be rehydrated. Because when you're going through cancer, and I say this from support from the chemists that we work with, and also from knowledge that, you know, I know and Kate imparted, when you're going through chemotherapy, your skin becomes very dehydrated, quite photosensitive as well, and itchy, and you can even have a lot of like sort of clusters of breakouts, which can even be like pustule, really, you know, like a bit like a pustule, like sort of pus and what have you. And what the Secret Weapon Serum is all about is basically to re-nourish and rejuvenate, and to, with the GLA content and things like the amaranthus, the borage, I can't even pronounce some of it with my Scouse accent, evening primrose oil. I think what's so different a little bit in the, if we look at our competitors, if you like, we have 11 natural ingredients in the Secret Weapon Serum. So we were greedy, you know, you're greedy because you don't want to leave one thing out, whereas some companies will just maybe have 3 lovely ingredients. And
I think what surprised me with it is it lasted a lot longer than I thought it would, because you don't need a massive amount, do you?
No, you don't. You only need a little amount, and it goes, as I say, a long way. What I noticed is my eyebrows, because I suffered really terrible hair loss when we lost Kate, and I was getting married at the same time, around that time as well. So I was just under a lot of stress, and my eyebrows had even gone terribly thin.
Oh, wow.
And just like sort of literally rubbing in the original serum into my eyebrows, because the vitamin E level of concentration in there is so much higher than a lot of things on the high street.
You've got such good skin.
Do you think that's genetics that I have? Do you think?
Yeah, I do.
But the thing is, though, I don't use anything and have never used anything other than Kate McIver, and I haven't. I promise you, I haven't in 3.5 years, and she knows because she looks down on me. But no, definitely not used anything. I tried retinol, and then I couldn't persevere with it because no, I couldn't, because it just felt like my skin was like a cheese. And I thought, well, I felt like it was like going like a cheese grater. It was so dry, and I know women love it, and especially it would help with these lines, but I just couldn't. I'm too impatient. Well, we've got a new product coming out next week, which we haven't brought a new product out in nearly 2 years. What with COVID? With 2 years. So this is the 4-step formula which Kate developed herself. So it's the final product that she's developed herself, which is really sad as well, because you know there's so much more that she will have wanted to have done, but we've at least brought it to fruition. It's a lovely product, it's a lovely addition, and the feedback that we've got so far from people sampling it, you know, really love the product. So I'm not going to mention what it is because you'll get one to try, but it's a really special product, and the name of it is really special as well. Kate's husband Chris decided the final name, and it means so much to him, and it meant so much to Kate. So I know it seems quite an emotional scenario, everything with Kate McIver, but it is. It is. It can't. You can't shake away the fact that this brand was built on with a lady that unfortunately isn't here anymore.
Yeah.
But
Somebody's just asking, actually, could you use the serum on your scalp when you get hair loss? It can cause
1,000,000%.
lumps
We
and
have,
bumps on the scalp, which can be sore.
yeah, we have so many people using it on the scalp, so many. We will bring out a full body oil. It's probably something that we will do next. We get, you know, we have got the customers wanting the products from us. It's just that we're such a small company that the cost to enter the market with a product that's really, really, you know, really effective and not going to let any of the other products down, and also that is in line with the brand. We just have to make sure that we get it right. And, you know, we will bring out a body oil. Absolutely. It's been in the product development queue.
That would be fab.
Exactly.
Used on scars as well, couldn't it?
Exactly. Well, we do get people using it on their arms and stuff, on scars and what have you. Yeah. We've had people use it on, there's a lady that had skin cancer and she's had 7 operations. She's got a review on our website, and her scarring is just incredible. We get like so many before and after pictures from customers just sent in on reviews, showing and how brave are they, you know, like young people who've got really bad acne, you know. The amount of people that I listen to and send messages of trying supporting them through that.
I mean, it's life changing, isn't it, for
massive
people when, you know, when they've got a scar or a burn, or they've got a skin issue, and then suddenly they find something that helps clear it up, you know.
It is, and it doesn't work for everyone, Helen, and it won't, because everybody's skin is different, you know. You know, everything you think is, you know, it's all about your bioavailability, it's about your, you know, your oxidative stress in your bloodstream, it's about your diet, it's about how much water you drink, it's about your environmental, you know, scenario. There's so many factors that will impact your skin. And then
somebody's just sorry to interrupt. Somebody's just asking which product for the scars. You're saying the serum, aren't you? The Secret
Weapon Serum Original. It's unbelievable for scarring. If you go onto our website, katemciverskin.co.uk, you will see the reviews under the original serum. We do have another serum called the limited edition. It was going to be brought out for a limited period of time. It's got more reviews than anything.
Oh, has it?
Oh, it's got like 1,000. It's got It's massive. This is the one, the limited edition. We incorporated some ingredients that were to literally target acne-prone skin. So, you know, turmeric, frankincense. They are allergens. So in this little bottle of original serum, there's no allergens whatsoever. So just because something's natural, it doesn't mean to say that it can't, you know, react with the skin. So that's why we always say, you know, patch test for 24 hours. But the original serum hasn't got any allergens in it, whereas the limited edition has, but it's very effective if it works for you. But the cleansing balm, you love the cleansing balm, don't you?
I loved it. Loved it.
It is gorgeous, the cleansing balm.
Yeah.
It's just won an award. We've just won 2 awards. This one's won for the 3rd year on the run, the original serum. And the cleansing balm's just won for the first time the Beauty Shortlist Award.
That's brilliant. Oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it is. It's really good because there's the Charles family saying the balm is amazing. It
just feels so luxurious when you put it on, and your skin just feels incredible afterwards. And then to put the serum on top of that after that is just amazing.
It is gorgeous. I mean, the cleansing balm, I'll always remember. I used to use. I tried. I can't name the name, can I? But I tried another balm, and around here I'm really sensitive, and I'd come out in red patches, and you know that was it. It was given to somebody else, and then I tried another one, same situation. And when Kate was developing this, she just said, "Oh, just get in the bath, put a bit on, you know, just inhale the fragrance, because you know the fragrance is so spa-like,
So
and just
nice.
chill and this, that, and the other. I said, but I don't really think it's going to agree with me, Kate, because I've never ever been able to use a balm. Not a problem. No tenderness, no redness, no irritation. And that's one of the big things that people say about our balm, is that there really is no problem with, if it gets in your eyes and you want to use it to, you know, take off all your makeup. It really does, you know, it's so gentle, but yet, you know, effective.
Yeah, I used it when I was on chemo myself, but you know what? I just carried on using it because it's not just, you know, even if you don't have any irritations, you know, you can still use it.
1,000,000%, you can use it. You can definitely. What's it called? We've got in April coming up. We've got the, you know, the Make Seconds Count is now going right across the UK on billboards all across the UK. And what happened was, just so I think she's on here. Let me just see whether she's on. Kimberly. So what happened was, I'd got it on some billboards in Manchester and in Birmingham, just by through people that I knew. And I said, all right, we need to approach like a big media agency like Clear Channel or someone like that. And so one of the girls got in touch, Kimberly, with Clear Channel, told them all about it. There she is, she's there, Kimberly Noble. And now I had to get on a call, do the pitch with them and everything. 250,000 campaign.
What?
250,000 campaign.
Oh my God.
Make Seconds Count campaign in April is going right across the UK.
Oh wow! What, on all those billboards?
In shopping centres, on billboard, everything. And that is down to Kimberly getting on and just sending an email, and then, you know, getting on.
Well done, Kimberly. Don't ask to forget, do you? I mean, flipping heck.
Yeah, I mean, we've
There's
got
no stopping you lot.
Oh my goodness, there's no stopping. The girls that did that photo shoot were like an army of you know, secondary breast cancer.
So
you know,
what's going to be, is it going to be those images that you took at that photo shoot? Is it those that you'll use?
So
Oh my God.
It'll be Saint Seven's image with, you know, fighting to be heard. Then it'll home in on like a few of the models with a bit of a powerful, you know, I am such and such, you know, an age. I've got so many children. I've got secondary breast cancer. Then it'll go into an awareness. So it'll tell people, you know, how many people have got it in the UK and how many people unfortunately pass. So it makes the image relevant. Yeah. So it sort of tells a story, and then the call, you know, the actual information infographic of, you know, of the different signs and symptoms, which are different to primary. And that's what people need to, if you've got, you know, a pain in your back, or you're feeling quite nauseous, or, you know, there's so many different, if anybody needs the signs and symptoms or information, head to Make Seconds Count website. It's all there. So it'll have the infographic, the information, the educational side of things, and it will close with the call to action that if anybody needs support, they can go to Make Seconds Count. So that is the campaign, and it'll kick off in April in Manchester. So I'm hoping for one of the Manchester hotels to put some of the girls up, and I'm hoping for ITV Granada to be covering it. So I have pitched it to them, and I'm hoping that ITV Granada will cover it, because it's like, I said, one of my friends has just done a film, Boiling Point. I don't know whether you know. Have you ever heard of Boiling Point? Phil Barantini. It's being spoke about by everyone. And I said to him, what about covering it? You know, what about creating a film out of this? You know, 20 women come together. They've all got their own individual stories. And then all of a sudden it ends up, you know, on billboards all over the, you know, the country. It's a bit like a Calendar Girls kind of film, isn't it?
It's got that sort of vibe to it, isn't it?
But he said to me, he said, you know, I think it's a documentary led about all the women's lives and what have you. And but I do think there's something in it. And I said to the girls, I think we should create a book with each of their photographs obviously fighting to be heard on the front cover, but each of their individual stories in the book and how, you know, so that's something that we're thinking about doing as well. But, you know,
I think the other thing as well is that what's so inspiring about that is that when people see, you know, Sally and you know, and Lisa and everybody living with this, that they'll feel empowered, that actually that's you know, life's not over. They're living with a chronic illness that isn't curable, but they are living a life. And I think that's really important to get that across, that
it is so important, because it provides hope.
It's not curtains closed yet,
1,000,000%.
And I think that and that is a lot that you find as well with the care, all this frankly bullshit that, you know, you don't get a breast nurse when you have secondary breast cancer. I mean, it absolutely blows my mind, you know,
it's
the disparity between primary and secondary. And I think a lot of that as well goes with sort of this mental thing that actually we're not dead yet.
And it's so important that I've met lots of women through this journey that I'm personally on, that are 10 years down the line. You know, Mary Huckle, she's had cancer for a while, you know, secondary breast cancer for some time. There's a lot of ladies I could name. You know, it's just very sad for me to sit here, and I know Kate's family and her mum and everything will say the same. You know, why did our Kate not get that same opportunity to have another 5-10 years? And I think the thing that is absolutely critical is that the money that goes into research has to increase when it comes to secondary breast cancer. And, you know, to stop it in its tracks. Why is it traveling to those destinations? I mean, say if it hadn't have traveled to Kate's lungs, she could possibly still be here now. I think once it's on that trajectory to your lungs, it's quite difficult, isn't it? You know, once it hits there. I mean, you know, there's women that are living with secondary breast cancer. Yes, it is. It's a fight every day. But they are here to see their children, and that's what's a real struggle for Kate McIver's family and all of us that loved her, you know. But, you know, when you think of like sort of examples, I knew lots of secondary breast cancer ladies that haven't been given the opportunity for breast reconstruction because they don't get it.
And that's another one that just blows my mind. It's like you just put at the bottom of the pile because it doesn't matter anymore. And
it's like the injustice.
It's total injustice, and actually it should be the complete reverse of that.
Honestly,
I think sometimes as well you've got primary and secondary, and it feels like you've got first place, second place, and it shouldn't be like that, you know. I mean, we did a campaign to run in line with the BCAM for secondary breast cancer Make Seconds Count charity, and I created a t-shirt with "I'm not second best." Definitely, you know, I'm not second best. Can't even remember what it says. Not second best. I know. This is the brain fog, honestly. One of the girls, tell me what it said on it. It said, pair of lips like a mouth. And we created t-shirts and hoodies, and we got celebrities like Gabby Roslin. Never accept, definitely not second best. That's what it said in the lips. And we had like Lisa Snowden with it on. Gabby Roslin, you'll know all these from your job. Gabby Roslin, the girls from Real Housewives of Cheshire, Seema. You know, all of them. Gosh, there must have been, I think, with my little team here at Kate McIver, I think we managed to get about 80 influencers wearing those t-shirts. That's brilliant.
And then it was amazing. And then they put the link up, and we sold hundreds of the jumpers for Make Seconds Count. And what it did is it just really like sort of shared you know, something people could buy, something tangible to help. And and I feel
like Sally wore one.
She did.
I feel like our Sally
she wore one on the telly.
She
wore one on the telly when she came
on
the show.
I remember.
She did. She was made up.
Oh.
She was like that. I've got me, you know, t-shirt on, and black and white it was. And that was when your lovely lot came and did
She
a
renewed her
makeover.
vows, didn't she?
She did, yeah. She did.
Oh, bless her.
So,
oh, well, listen, it's so good to talk to you and hear what you guys have been up to over at Kate McIver. It's just so inspiring to hear. You know, I know she must have been a brilliant person, because
she was.
It is still shining on massively, and that's a big thanks to you. I know it's teamwork, but you know, you do so much. And
you know what? On International Women's Day, it's an absolute pleasure to talk about her and her company. And you know, you have your own people that have had a huge impact on your life. Your mum, if you're lucky enough to have a lovely mum like mine, my aunties, everyone in my family has supported me on this journey and supported Kate's legacy, because without them, I wouldn't have been able to do it. Without Kathryn, my best friend, we wouldn't have been able to sit here now talking about it, because it's took a real team effort of strong women who
won't take no for an answer, apparently.
No, definitely not.
Also, we should just quickly say that we're doing a giveaway, aren't we?
We are.
So which closes tonight. So if you go to my last post on the C list, there's a giveaway there. And so we're selecting 5 people to win it was a cleansing balm and a serum. So get tagging on there, and we'll be picking our 5 at random.
Yeah, definitely. Can I mention before we go, can I just mention a few thank yous to strong women that have been involved? Is that okay?
Hit us with it.
Me giving a hit list. It's not going to be like the Oscars, I promise you. I just want to thank Chris Alenga from Copperfield, Lisa Fleming, obviously, from Make Seconds Count. I want to remember Emily. I want to mention Owa from Little Lifts, which we're proud to be part of her boxes. Yeah, we're proud to be part of her. I haven't
connected with her. I haven't met her yet, but I love what they're doing.
Oh, it's incredible. And I want to remember Karen Henderson, because of Karen, who's part of Make Seconds Count. We're in all of the boxes that she's funding. So every lady who opens one of those boxes will have Kate's inspirational story.
Oh, that's amazing.
I also want to mention Gillian from a charity in America called I Rise. Now, they are trying to do something similar to our, so I've hooked the 2 of them up. And they're going to be putting Kate McIver's story to give all those young women hope and inspiration for things can happen even when you're on a secondary journey. You know, you can develop a business, you can do this. And her products are going to be in that box in America.
Wow. Oh,
so
keep us posted on that. That's amazing.
I met Christine Dahlgren. She's a presenter when I went and took the brand to New York in February. And I've kept in touch with her. And this all happened before Christmas. And yeah, it's looking that we're going to be helping them develop that in America.
Amazing.
I wanted to just say a thank you as well to Dan and Sam from Doll Beauty. They've always helped us with the photo shoot. All the team came. There was loads of different people. But with Doll Beauty, Dan was really good friends. She used to get facials done by Kate and what have you. And what she's done for the brand initially was just phenomenal, and she still continues to support. So I just wanted to mention some really strong, brave women and really supportive women who've helped the Kate McIver journey. And there's lots more, but I'm not gonna go on too long.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And I wanted to thank the team at Hello as well, because they've been amazing. You know, I've got a really good friendship with the girls there, and they've just supported us with everything. Kate McIver, You Magazine, Shelley Vella, Edwina Chambers. You know, Lisa Valencia was the catalyst there. She's a makeup artist that, I'd like to class as a friend now. Lots and lots of people, celebrities that, I know people go, celebrity endorsement, but these people have done it free will, no payments. Amy Neville, Munro Bergdorf, massive supporter of Kate McIver. Munro Bergdorf, she's an activist. But yeah, she's just amazing. All these people have just kept us alive, if you like, kept Kate's legacy alive, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And you.
she's just so
Thank
special.
you to you.
Oh, you don't need to thank me.
I do need to thank you.
No, but thank you. It's just so great, like I said, to hear her story and just to hear all the lovely comments on here, you know, to direct it back at you guys at Kate McIver Skin. It's just amazing. It's amazing to find a product that works, but that comes with a heart and a soul, and it's meaningful. And I'm so proud that we have it at the C list. And yeah, keep doing what you're doing and keep in touch. And I cannot wait to see this Manchester campaign.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant.
Definitely.
And you're so right. You know, you don't ask, you don't get. And I just think that there's a lot to learn with that, isn't there?
So on that point, the last thing I'm going to say to you, Helen, is get us on Lorraine. If you don't ask, you don't get. So I am expecting you to ask the question.
That's so true. That's so true. But perhaps you could present it tomorrow. She wouldn't get a word in edgeways with you, love. And a minute, Lorraine. Let me just tell you about this.
Yeah, but I've got to get a lot in. I've got to get so much in.
I know you do. I know.
Sorry, have I talked too much?
No. Oh my God. No. I love it. I love it. I love it. You have no shame. She doesn't have any shame whatsoever.
I don't. Not when it's down to a good cause. If it was anything else, you know.
I know.
I promise you, it's.
I know. Oh, well,
Kate's sister's laughing at the moment. She's laughing at me, honestly. Yeah.
Right, I'm going to go and get my COVID ass into bed.
You get yourself, and get your oil on and
I will too. Thank you so much, and thanks everybody for joining us and for all your lovely comments to lovely Kate here, and we'll speak to you very soon.
You take care, Helen.
Yeah, and you. All the best.
Love.
Lots
Take
of love.
care.
Take care.
Bye. 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 Bye.